Hello, mic test.
Boss, good evening. Paano yung Paano yung mic, yung background?
Hello, mic test. Yung background? What do you mean?
Paano binabago yung sa ZFT? Sana.
Nasa resources yata.
Hindi, meron ako noon, kaya lang hindi nag-effect sa StreamYard.
Oo nga pala. Kasi it's AskZFT, hindi siya yung
Zoom, no? Hindi kasi Zoom. Sa Zoom meron ako.
Ang gamit ko is iba eh.
Wala, okay lang. Wala namang untoward incident na mangyayari dito.
Good evening sa inyong lahat.
Good evening. Rinig ba ako?
Yes, sir.
Yes, rinig ka lang.
Parang walang music. Or naka-off. Hindi na ba si Steph?
Dito si Steph. Pero I'm not sure.
Lagyan natin. Nakikita yung screen ko?
Naka-off pala. Oh my God.
Naka-off. Sige, hindi. May music din ako eh. For the to set the tone
Sige.
lang. Screen share na din ata ako. Wait, saglit.
Sige, ikaw na lang.
Screen share. Share screen. Share audio.
By the way, live na nga pala tayo, guys.
Yes. Yan. Got it. Okay. Wait. Punta tayo sa page.
Maganda yung topic natin ngayong gabi ah.
Yep.
Parang malalim yung hugot.
Malalim yung hugot. Ba't hindi ko ma-set yung na?
Stop ko.
Good evening sa lahat ng mga nagtutune in ngayon. So, si Jean kanina pa daw nakaabang oh. Good evening sa inyong lahat.
Good evening po.
Ako si Jose Marie Orania.
Yan. Para may background tayo. Okay. Sige. Ito tayo sa page. So, live na tayo, Steph, no?
Yes, we're live.
Live. Okay, sige. Mag-ano muna tayo. Shout out. Tingnan natin sino yung mga online. Yan, 157 viewers. Okay. Sino naman nandito ngayon? Good evening sa lahat. Welcome to our AskZFT podcast. So we are here together with Boss Z and Ishko from ZFT Poseidon. Yan, kami yung mga co-host for tonight. And we will be talking about very sentimental. Tama ba yung term ko dito? Sentimental na may hugot na topic. So the title is When You're Wise Are Your Biggest Critics. Ayan. So before we begin, let's shoutout muna tayo sa mga tao. So ayan, shoutout kay Sir Jose Marie Orania. I love you, Zflix daw. Eh, parang delikado to Ayan, sino ba to? Ma'am ba to or sir? Sir Sin Zayaku. Si Sir Valderrama Wiki. Valderrama. Ang ganda ng name Valderrama. Sir Emel Aimeru. Ayan, bilang bilis ng chat Sir ulit. Ayan, Sir Darren Valiente. Ma'am Christine Bridget. Ayan, good evening. Sir Joe Chris Uwangag. Good evening. Sir Jake. Ayan, yung
Team
one of our
No
co-hosts.
Check.
Mga Team No Check. Nandito. Sino pa? Mga hindi naman sa TR. Sawa na ako sa mga tao sa TR. Ulit-ulit. The joke lang. Si Sir Ting Pips. Ayan, Ting Pips. Shout out sa mga traders ng Ilocos Sur. Sir Jason Berbasa. Sir Jola. Ito si Jola. Sa TR. Ka na. Si Sir Romeo Jr. Ayan. Sir D. Senidoza.
Ito ito matindi.
Yeah.
Si, ano pa daw siya galing pa daw, nag-CR lang siya para lang daw mapanood tayo.
Wow, grabe may
Oo.
work? Night shift?
Sa tingin ko, oo.
Sino yan, boss? Anong name? Nahanap ko sa
Si
comment.
si John Marching.
John Mar. Okay.
Kumahapis sa work.
Resign na yun, sir. Joke lang. Joke lang, baka seryosohin. Mahirap na.
Oo nga
Ayan, si Johan. Nang-hype pa, Mary Mark daw. Oretna Steve. Okay, shout out. Sir, sino pa yung mga, Sir Gideon. Ayan, shout out from Korean representing Open Journal and Team Walkthrough. Yun, mga natin to, mga friends natin from the trading community. Okay. So, ilang na tayo ngayon? We are currently at 157. So, sige, before we begin, introduce natin yung, actually, siya na lang mag-introduce sa sarili niya, isa sa mga bago nating co-host for tonight. So, we have Sir Ishko. Sir Ish, baka you might want to introduce yourself. How long have you been in the market? And, ano pa ba? Like, what brought you to ZFT?
Yeah, so quick lang. Good evening. My name is Ishko Bakita. 4 years na ako sa market. I started at around 2016 via the blog of Boss C. Then 2018, I joined Project Seed, Batch Olympus. And ayun. What brought me to ZFT was yung culture of excellence and yung badges din.
Okay. Ano yung
Ayaw
last
bang-
words sinabi mo?
Gusto kong actually gusto kong para kasing na-share ni Ish dati, di ba, isa ka sa mga sobrang pessimist about ZFT.
Yeah.
What brought me to us?
Sa mga basher?
Sige, boss, short story lang siguro. Kasi mahaba yung kwentuhan natin back then. Kasi back then, kasi iba yung presentation ng ZFT, parang cult-like. Sabi ko, bakit ganun? Ang laki ng kita nila, pero nakamaskara. Baka budol to. And then, on the other hand, may racks, yung random acts of kindness. Pero nakamask din. Sabi ko, gulong-gulo na ako. Hindi ko alam, ba totoo ba to or hindi. Pero August 2018 came and one of the coffee sessions, I met you, boss. You remember sa podium back then.
Yeah. Oo.
Then, ayun na-break ko siya konti-konti. And then, Project Seed came then that year. Doon, I decided to apply as well. Yun. And then, the rest is history.
Yeah. Nalala ko pa yung sinabi mo dati na parang maghihintay kayo balang araw, i-unmask ko kayo isa-isa.
Yeah.
Sinabi ni Ish out of,
Sabi ni
ano,
Ish, parang,
Parang personal, ko yun personal mission ko. Yan, mas ko kayo isa-isa. Wala lang, for the sake na makilala ko lang kayo fully. But, yeah, history is history. Nagkita tayo.
grabe, galit na galit, ha?
oo nga
Diba,
eh.
mas in a good way naman. Kasi, very curious yung movement.
Okay. Akala ko parang pagalit na hubaran nyo kayo, parang ganun yung dating na ano eh.
Kasi when I've learned yung rocks, nagra-rocks na sila, pero nakamask pa rin. Parang, curious pa rin talaga ako. Or hindi. Well,
Yun.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Sir Ish pala yung one of our bashers turned followers. Mga converts ng ZFT. Anyway, so ayun, let's go to our topic kasi napaka-interesting ng topic natin for tonight. Actually, naisip ko to siya just 30 minutes before the podcast. I was browsing through the channel. Naghanap ako ng magandang pag-usapan. Tapos, nakita ko kasi parang they were talking about something like regarding partners ganun or relationships na parang what if daw hindi ka suportado ganyan ng your family or ng the very people that you are doing this for, parang they don't support you. So sabi ko, sige, let me broaden the conversation. Kaya yung naisip kong title is When Your Whys Are Your Biggest Critics. Ayan. So, let's start siguro with boss, no? Kasi ito, for sure, maraming kwento to. Maraming kwento to regarding this. So, boss,
Oo.
ano yung parang mga key experiences mo regarding this topic or question?
Well, sa akin, it's not really, the wise. Kasi sinuportahan naman ako nila nung nagsisimula ako. During the times lang na when I incurred bigger losses, dun lang ako parang winarning or sinabi na, tama na yan. Pero what really shook me was not really my whys. It was more of the people that I admired. Yung mga idol ko. So, there were two uncles of mine that I really respect, both from the mother side, one also from the father side. Now, I was always looking up to. Tapos, I guess it came to a point na parang yung nagsisimula pa lang tayo, di ba? Parang, and I guess they thought na, ay, bata pa to or what, hindi niya alam kung ano ginagawa niya. Naalala ko na parang ginawa akong example sa mga cousins ko na parang, wag kang matulad dyan kay George. Kasi, yung trabaho niya or something. Para, it really put me into a really negative light. Parang ginawa akong example. Alam mo ba yung, wag kang matulad sa ganyan. So, parang ginawa kang example, yung ganung feeling. And it really felt na parang, grabe, I looked up to this person and here he is, parang putting me down on the thing that I really want to work on. Na parang this is a newfound passion. Trading, when you discover trading or alam mo yun, yung parang that passion or that love for trading that you feel na shit, ito na yun this is it. I'm on a brink of a discovery. And tapos biglang may mga magdi-discourage sa'yo. And it's okay. Usually, parents are there to parang i-wired ka nila kasi that's how they show their love, diba? Or concern sa'yo. So kind of like naintindihan ko sila in that aspect. But yung mga uncles ko that I looked up to, parang they were looking down on me and then they were saying na ginawa nga akong example na parang wag ka matulad dyan. So that really kind of shook me na ay, anong gagawin ko? Like, these people who I looked up to, just parang, as in, nabasag talaga yung image ko sa kanila. And ako rin, parang, for how many years na you idolize them, tapos biglang ganun yung nangyari, di ba? It's heartbreaking. But what do you do, di ba? Parang, what I did was I just really turned that frustration that at some point naging anger nga siya na sabi ko, sige, hintayin nyo lang, magiging successful ako, I'll show you guys. So, ganun. Yeah, it started there. I remember na parang I would do trading just for the sake na I'll show you. Parang ganun.
Parang, how napapansin ko kasi boss, sa karamihan sa mga traders, may ganito talagang kwento. So parang, is there something about trading na parang ang hirap niya intindihin for someone na nag-o-observe lang sa'yo? Kung, ano sa tingin mo yung parang meron about trading that makes it kind of difficult to understand as a path or as a career path?
Well, I guess it's because people don't really understand what trading is until they get into it. Parang para bang let's say you're in a craft tapos biglang sinabi ng isang outsider na ay wag ka diyan kasi wala ka namang kinabukasan diyan. 'Di ba? It's frustrating. Like anything that you do that you're passionate about tapos sasabihin ita-trash talk bigla. 'Di ba? Parang nakaka-bad trip yung ganun. Unless ginawa siguro nila, then maiintindihan mo kasi they've been there. But if hindi naman, parang anong right mo, 'di ba, na magsalita ng ganyan? So I guess tayo magiging tayong defensive kasi I guess when it comes to so many ways for you to be able to make money in the markets or to express yourself, right? And kumbaga, if that expression makes you money, then you're gonna be so proud of yourself kasi syempre that's all your hard work eh. Tapos biglang i-dismiss lang nila as something very trivial. That is frustrating.
Okay. So, question ko, ito siguro para kay Ish, no? How does it affect your trading pag kunwari there's someone within your inner circle na hindi naniniwala sa'yo?
Well, definitely, masakit. Kasi you're trading because of them. Sa case ko kasi, hindi naman ako totally binash or pinigilan, pero winarningan lang. Ang masakit lang for me is yung, kumikita ka na ba? While you're on the process of gaining your 10,000 hours in trading mastery. Pero I realized upon reflection na siguro hindi pa kasi nila nakikita yung fruit eh. Nandun pa sila sa stage. Ako personally, parang nakabaon pa ako sa lupa eh. Just waiting to be parang mag-bloom eventually. Ang naging action plan ko na lang is to help them understand kung ano yung ginagawa ko. Not only for trading, parang ino-open up ko din sila through financial literacy. Kasi doon naman, I think yun yung pinaka-core nun eh. Kaya hindi masyado naiintindihan ng mga tao yung trading kasi di sila financial literate. Yun po yung sa akin.
So, parang yung naging approach mo is kausapin sila about it, not yung parang i-ignore mo na lang.
Yes. Basically, i-educate din sila para maging aware din sila. Kasi mali, sa akin noon back then was, baka naman hindi lang sila informed, kaya nila nasasabi yun. Mga bagay nila. Okay. I don't want to take it against them din eh, kasi lahat naman tayo may mga blind spots.
So, would you say na, especially pag sa family, kunwari parang they don't fully express their support in what you do, is it just out of parang concern lang sa'yo? Ganun, parang they want the best for you? Yun yung madalas na hugot nila. Do you agree with that?
In a way, but not all the time. Kasi, yung sa akin kasi, my father, aware siya sa stock market because yung companies, may isang stock na he personally witnessed insider trading. So kaya niya ako binalaan about it. Then on the other hand, yung mother ko naman, pinigilan lang ako in a way na baka malulung ka diyan eventually.
Malulung, parang droga.
Yun yung word eh. Parang kasi to some people, it might be sugal. But to us, business kasi siya, right? But may risks pa rin involved, but we know how to manage it because traders tayo. So, yeah, ganun lang siya. Parang binalansi ko lang, in short. I didn't take it personally. Kasi mahirap pag dinibdib mo eh. And especially coming from Forex.
Okay. Sa inyo, boss, how did you handle yung mga ganong instances? Like, parang naalala ko may kwento kayo regarding sa, di ba, yung parang sa mom mo na she did not fully understand ano talaga yung ginagawa niyo in the first place. Hello, boss.
I think
Hello.
naghang si boss.
Naghang si boss. Anyway, sige ako mag-share na lang din muna ako, no. Kasi sa case ko kasi I grew up in a family na grabe yung support system behind. Kumbaga parang I have the kind of parents na they did not force me to do anything at some point. Kumbaga parang everything was left in my discretion. Nag-i-intervene lang sila pag nakikita nila na hindi na maganda para sa akin. So, I cannot really speak siguro in behalf of those people na parang, you know, yung typical story na yung parents mo or yung partner mo, they don't fully support what you do in trading. Pero what I can talk about is ano yung parang pwede mong gawin if ever that happens. Kasi may mga instances naman din na parang may mga tao na hindi naniniwala sa ginagawa natin. And yun na nga, mas masakit yun pag these are the same people that, you know, these are the same people whom you are doing this thing for. So, siguro ang first thing na dapat gawin is, sa akin personally lang, don't do anything about it. Yun yung parang sa akin. Kasi, it's, at the moment binash ka nila or the moment na they criticize what you do, it means that there's something about what you do that they don't understand. And probably, mas parang close-minded sila when it comes to that. And the best thing to open their mind is through results. So, the moment you show results, the moment na mapabilis mo yung learning curve mo, and makita nila yon, nag-a-actualize siya sa, let's say, yung sinasabi mo before na through trading, ito yung magagawa ko, ito yung mga benefits by doing this. The moment they see that, that's the only time na they'll begin to be curious. Kaya maging curious sila sa anong ginagawa mo. And that would be your window of opportunity to explain to them or to tell them ano talaga yung parang game plan mo about this. At least that's how I see it. Na-actualize siya. So, yun. Dito na ba si boss? Nakabalik na ba?
Yeah, dito na ako. Sorry.
Ayun. Okay lang. So, boss,
biglang naputol yung net ko eh.
Yung question ko is, regarding sa instances na parang nagkakaroon ka ng critic within your circle, how do you deal with it?
Mahirap eh. Kasi, syempre, maganda yung sinabi ni Isha, no, na parang kailangan i-educate mo sila kasi most likely hindi nila alam kung ano sinasabi nila. And since ikaw, meron kang alam dun sa field na yun, it's better that you help them understand. Kaysa naman, di ba, maging ignorant sila tapos magkaroon ng rift. So in my case, ang ginawa ko naman, I always tell my parents about what I'm doing. Tapos, you know, that it's about the technicals and it's all about, you know, I'm not listening to the news and stuff like that. And sometimes I get unsolicited advice, especially from my dad. Siguro kasi, you know, that's how they want to care for you. Na parang, kasi ganyan. I mean, they just wanna, their parents, they wanna give you advice. So, parang, sa ganung bagay na lang, intindihin mo na lang sila. Kasi, eventually, alam mo namang mag-pay off yun. And, sa akin, yung pinaka-solution ko dyan is, pagka, let's say, may one time talaga nanalo ako in stocks. So talagang sabi ko, sige, ako na bahala sa ice cream. Parang gano'n. Tapos nakakatawa kasi, masaya na sila, ganun lang, di ba? And parang syempre kung yung kinita mo is, let's say, 5 to 6 figure gain, tapos ang pambili mo is less than 1,000 lang na ice cream, di ba? Parang, in that sense, actually, it helps them, your wise, to understand na parang, alam mo yun, may nagbago or may progress na nangyayari. So, I'm gonna support this person. Kasi sometimes they have to see something tangible for them to believe that you're doing okay and that they should be worrying about you. Kasi, iba naman kasi pag nakita ka nila na halimbawa, puyat ka, ganyan, or lagi kang nakaupo sa computer. May one time, everyday sinasabihin ako ng tatay ko na, lagi kang nakaupo dyan sa computer mo, magkaka-heart attack ka pag exercise ka, ganun. It's really their way of just caring for you. So ayun nga, like what Ish said, baka yun nga na parang it's their way of wanting to to help you by warning you about these things na parang take care naman. So ayun lang na we shouldn't take it against them.
Okay. Merong na ano ako no na medyo na capture yung attention ko dito sa comment ni Johan. Sabi ni Johan kasi, cut loss the critics, tapos ditch the naysayers. Ayan. So, let's now go to the extreme part of this question or this dilemma. What if yung the very people that you're doing this for, the level yung how they criticize you is already at very toxic na siya.
Unhealthy na.
Oo, parang toxic na siya to the point that it already affects how you trade, yung learning curve mo affected na, yung even your engagement with the trading community is already affected. Is it wise to burn the bridge in that case? Kayo po mo lang mauna. Let's just assume, no? Hypothetical lang naman kasi alam ko baka hindi nyo na-experience yung ganun. What if
well, it did nagkaroon kami ng away eh. Madalas akong mag-away with my mom before kasi I guess feeling niya na hindi ako nagtatrabaho because nakaupo lang ako. Okay. Well, kasalanan ko rin kasi after ng trading, naglalaro ako eh. Nagdodota ako or kung anong games. Kasi that was my way of de-stressing eh. So parang siguro inisip na nanay ko na wala talaga, hindi talaga to productive or what. Tapos lagi lang nakaupo. Ganun. So parang it went to a point na I had to move out. So I had to go to another city to talagang sige, mabuhay ako mag-isa kasi hirap eh. Parang
yung nyo decision to move out is because of that or may ibang reason?
Yeah. Ayun, isang reason 'yan. As in main reason kasi mahirap eh na parang at saka it's better to have kumbaga parang time that you guys would miss each other. So that would really help. So ikaw makaka-focus ka rin, 'di ba? Hindi ka binabother na parang oy may bisita tapos kailangan mong puntahan yon, tapos hindi mo naman kailangan i-entertain yung visitor, but since you're there, why might as well kasi nakaupo ka lang naman, 'di ba? Parang ganoon yung sinasabi. But ayun, just having that freedom to be able to control your environment really helps. Kasi ako hindi ako makapag-multitask eh. So that is one advice I can give. Pag extreme na talaga na let's say hindi talaga sinusuportahan yung pagte-trade mo, medyo it's a case to case basis kasi for one, family mo yan eh. So I don't believe na it's worth cutting losses. Okay. Siguro kung kapitbahay mo lang or kaibigan mo, quote and quote, pwede mo i-cut loss yan. Pero syempre, this is your blood. Hindi mo pwedeng i-cut loss yan, di ba? So ayun, that's my take on it, on the matter.
Okay. Sige, how about you, Ish? Parang masabi mo ba na worth it mag-burn ng bridges for the sake of trading?
No, definitely not. Kasi I remember personal experience, hindi naman yung significant other ko yung nagpigil sa akin. But it came to a point na yung trading, nakukonsume niya na ako masyado. Okay. For example, nasa bakasyon kami, may lakad kami, pero tingin ako ng tingin sa cellphone. And napansin niya na yun eh, na parang, bakit ganun? Hindi ko present. So, it's a wake-up call for me. So, what I did was, adjust my trading style, magkaroon ng time block for other things. And, yeah, to balance lang talaga eh, for me. It's like boss said, you cannot cut loss your family talaga. Parang, hindi siya worth it.
Okay, another question siguro. Do you guys believe na yung trading, it's a good filter when it comes to people who really believe in you and people na parang nandyan lang pag successful ka at aalis pag hindi? Gets niya ba yung question? Parang, at some point ba yung trading naging determinant siya or filter for those kinds of people?
Yes.
Okay, sige boss. I want to hear
yes,
this.
Magandang
story to.
Oo, kasi parang syempre priority mo is yung trading. So for me, when I do things kasi mahirap talaga na pinapagsabay-sabay. Nagsasuffer talaga yung ibang bagay. Unless talagang kaya mong i-balance ang mga bagay-bagay, no? Pero hindi ko kaya yung ganun. So like for example, if there are people who are distracting me from my goal, pwede naman sila mag-take ng backseat. Not necessarily that I cut them off, but sometimes if there are people talaga na parang, halimbawa, pagdating sa craft na to, toxic sobra, tas hindi rin open-minded about it, then, alam mo yun, instead, kaysa magkaroon kayo ng grift or what, just, iwasan mo na lang or cut talaga. Pero, as much as possible din, like, later in life, like, I realized na kailangan mo rin ng kumbaga, ng diversity or variety of friends, hindi lang sa stock market. Kasi mahirap kung puro stock market yung mundo mo eh. Tapos you get detached sa how the world works. Mahirap yun eh. Para siyang like I remember nag-usap kami ni Johan about it eh. And I was saying na parang, think of life as like how, the old people, the village, when it was just villages, yung lifestyle dati is kailangan may kilala kang magaling na doctor, especially if you live in a village. Kailangan kaibigan mo yan. Ngayon, in our current time, you need to have a good doctor, a good accountant, a good lawyer. So, ayan, itong mga taong to, and kailangan, maki-network ka. Kasi hindi mo alam kung kailan mo kailangan yung skill, for that certain thing. And kung sobrang focus ka sa trading, baka mahirapan ka mag-integrate sa mundo. So, that's my take, kasi I wanna be balanced. Mahirap kasi pagka sabihin natin na, parang, if-filter out yung mga tao, which is okay naman, kasi, in a way, trading was able to enable me to change my mindset. Having that mindset na I'll take ownership of my life. Kailangan pag merong nangyari, hindi yung parang nagbe-blame ka, ganun. So, I think for me, it's not really trading per se, but it's really the mindset that, that I discovered through trading na naging filter sa mga tao na gusto kong makasama or gusto kong maka-deal. Kasi if the person is, let's say, palagi na lang victim mentality or let's say, puro na lang nagbe-blame game, that's not a person that I want to associate with. Kasi nakaka-suck ng energy, di ba? So, ayun. That's my take on it.
Okay. How about you, Ish? Ano yung take mo on that?
Kasi ever since trading, ang natutunan ko yung RRR, right? Risk reward ratio. Parang na-apply ko siya sa lahat ng aspeto ng buhay ko. Okay. For example, when I engage with people, is it worth to argue ba dito or kausapin lang or to befriend this man or woman? Tapos ang naging personal truth ko is that yes, you have to pick your own battles, your own friends, but on the other hand, no man is an island kasi. Ang problema sa trading kasi minsan ini-alienate natin yung sarili natin sa iba't ibang klaseng tao.
Yeah.
In the pursuit of mastery or success. So we have to find our parang sweet spot wherein dapat open-minded pa rin tayo in a way.
Correct.
Kumbaga may open house ka pa rin sa buhay mo. You're parang welcome ka pa rin, but you just have to choose who to enter.
Ganda na. Parang don't let, kumbaga parang even if you're improving as a person through trading, dapat hindi tayo maging close-minded na. Kumbaga parang ang tendency kasi, dahil mas gumagaling tayo sa trading, parang mas iniisip natin na, I don't deserve this kind of friends or this kind of group of people.
I don't need this.
Parang gano'n. Kailangan ko lang is TR, pati si isang magaling na mentor. Okay na ako. Bahala na ako hiwalayan ng mga mga kaibigan ko, ng asawa ko, gano'n. I don't think that's the right path to take din. Kasi if you end up parang destroying relationships just because of trading, I think that's not why trading is, that's not why you should trade, diba, in the first place. So yun.
Nangyari sa akin, naalala ko, sorry, I'm just gonna share very quickly. There was this time in my life, I think it was 2000, 2013, 2014, na sobrang isolation mode talaga ako. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see that yung rest house namin in Kumalarang sa may Zamboanga, na parang nasa na siya sa may hill, tapos walang masyadong mga neighbors, and it came to a point wherein yung mga kausap ko lang talaga are the people online. Wala masyadong physical interactions, ganun. And sobrang nahirapan ako makipag-communicate. Like I had a very hard time socializing with people when I get the chance to. Like aalis ako ng city, puntang city, get to meet with friends. And it was always trading that was on my mouth. Parang wala na ako ibang topic kundi trading. Hindi talaga ako marunong makipag-usap sa mga tao. And there was a time na parang ang hirap magsalita. Ganun siya kalala. Kasi masanay ako na na mag-type lang ganun online. And then iba. So I would just say na wag niyong gawin 'yon. Don't go extreme na talagang kukulong ka na lang sa bahay, tas everything is self-sufficient, just me and my internet and my laptop here. Tas magte-trade ka na lang.
I think, boss, no, yung ganong, ako, I believe na nangyari din yan sa akin. Siguro kay Ish, nangyari din yan for sure. Parang it's inevitable na parang darating talaga sa point in your trading na parang it's all about trading na lang para sa'yo.
Yeah,
na,
that's true.
Kung pwede, parang kahit stranger, pag nakausap mo, uy, marunong ka ba mag-trade? Kasi parang I think it's inevitable. Pero yun, sabi nyo nga, boss, if kayang siya pigilan, huwag nyo nang hayaan umabot sa point. Especially if you're with your your circle, like your family or yun. Sige, meron akong another question here. Regarding wise naman, kasi sa natin, sa question kasi natin, there's something about wise here. So, ilang years na kayo nagte-trade, boss? 8 years, no? Or 10 years na?
10 na.
10 years. Ikaw, Ish, ilang years na?
2
years.
2 years ako investing, 2 years trading.
Okay. So, ako, I started 2016. So, more or less, 4 years, more or less. So, ang question ko is, yung wise nyo ba, when you started, are still the same wise ngayon? Or parang nagbago na siya? Kayo, boss?
Ako, no. Iba na.
Iba
Kasi
na.
dati, well, before kasi, I was just trading for the money, for part-time. Parang, kumbaga, kailangan ko ng part-time money. That's it. Kasi, I just want to make, my parents proud. Ayoko maging salot sa lipunan na wala namang ginagawa. Alam mo, yung tambay sa bahay, ganun. Now, syempre, well, of course, it's for the money as well. Kasi, you wanna, kumbaga, sa mundong ito, kailangan mo ng gas to, like if you wanna pursue certain dreams or certain passions, everything has a price tag. Even sa pagpunta mo ng, let's say, if you wanna go to a bank or you wanna go to, let's say, a certain place from point A to point B, that's gonna cost you money. So, ayun, parang, ngayon, it's really for the convenience, and actually gusto kong i-build pa talaga yung TR at saka ZFT. So, iba na yung mga reasons ko from way before na, you, from the point na gusto mo ng pera to, you just wanna play the game as well, but you enjoy the money that it comes kasi. Kumbaga, may yun meron kang sense of accomplishment na you're able to, let's say, build something from your work. I don't know if that makes sense. Pero, ganun parang halimbawa, for me, it feels like whenever I play a game, tapos naka-cheat mode, I don't feel a sense of accomplishment at all. Kasi parang, ang dali naman ng ginawa. And I know that I won because I cheated. Pero, pagka trinabaho mo talaga isang bagay, through trading, and let's say talagang through sweat and everything, iba yung sense for me. So, I guess ayun yung naging difference from before and now. From simple, gusto ko lang ng part-time job to this.
Yun. How about you, Ish? Pareho pa rin ba?
Yes, kasi hindi ko alam kung nabasa nyo sa TR Discord yun. Yung girlfriend ko ang reason bakit ako nag-open ng
yes. Sa COM kayo, di ba?
And she was also the reason ba't ako nakapasok sa Project Seed.
Okay.
So, parang lang nag-umiikot lang, synergy lang in short. Sinusuportahan niya ako sa goals ko na ito para masuportahan ko din yung future goals na.
Okay.
In short, tuloy-tuloy lang.
Tuloy-tuloy. Hanggang ano ba to? Hanggang simbahan na, kumbaga.
Inshallah.
Yun. Sa akin naman kasi parang I would say na it's not exactly the same pero somewhat similar. Kasi dati rin when I started trading, honestly nag-trade yung time na na-discover ko yung trading. The real reason lang bakit gusto ko siya gawin is because it's something different. Parang yung tipong pag tinanong ka, "Uy, anong ginagawa mo?" Ano ako? Trader ako. Parang more of ego or ano ba yan? Something to be proud of. Tapos inisip ko, yes, okay, I can earn through this. Pero at the back of my mind kasi, ang inisip ko talaga back then is kung ano man yung income na pwede kong makuha through trading, I know I can get it also through other means with the same effort or the same time and resources na kailangan. So parang yes, I did it for the money pero hindi talaga yun yung naging motivator ko behind. It's really about the prestige. Pero as time passes by and yun, parang up to ngayon, no, masabi ko na I still have a lot to learn. Yung consistency na gusto ko sa trading ko, hindi pa rin nangyayari. Yung minsan may mga sinasabi ako sa community or sa mga students na even I myself I'm struggling na gawin yon sa ano ko mismo, sa execution ko. So, walking the talk, realizing na it's harder than, it's harder to do than to say it. Doon ako parang na-humble down. And na-realize ko na it won't be sustainable if I would trade just for the sake of lifting myself up. So ngayon, yung talagang wise ko na is, syempre, nandun pa rin yung parang leaving a legacy. But now it's really more about improving myself. That's one. And number two is using this para ma-realize ko yung mga dreams ko before na alam kong hindi ko kayang i-realize if hindi ko gagamitin yung skills ko in trading. So, yun yung parang naging shift ngayon. And when it comes naman to the people, simple lang naman yung, actually, no, I'm the type of person na napakaliit lang ng circle ko. Like, I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Siguro, for me, it's a good thing. Like, let's take for example, high school friends. Wala akong masyadong naging ka-close. Yung tipong best friend level, walang ganon. College friends, ganon din. Yung circle ko are just my family and my immediate, yung talagang lagi kong nakakasama every day. So, yun lang. Kaya, when it comes to support, sila lang din yung pinupuntahan ko. And that, I think that made it quite simple para sa akin. Parang hindi ako naka-experience ng mga complications na tipong parang I have someone na hindi naniniwala sa akin, ganito, ganyan. Kasi early on, trinim down ko na agad yung mga tao na gusto kong nandyan sa circle ko.
Ahead of the learning curve.
Parang inano ko na, advance ako mag-isip before eh. Parang, actually ganun talaga boss, yung nasa isip ko dati. Parang if ang dami kong tao na parang kailangan kong i-consider, how do I expect myself to navigate through this easily? Kasi parang every galaw mo may nakabantay, every galaw mo may kailangan kang i-consult, 'di ba? Parang ang hirap pag ganun. So I tried to trim it all down. And masabi ko naman no regrets at this point. So ayun. Okay? Siguro we can read some questions from the comments. Meron ba tayong mga magagandang inputs na pwede nating i-discuss? Okay, sige, wait. Tingnan natin Okay, si Ma'am Christine kanina nag-comment siya. Akala kasi ng mga tao sugal ang trading. Ito, magandang discussion to. Some people don't want you to trade because they think trading is evil. Ano yung take nyo dyan, boss?
Medyo complicated kasi yung thought process ko when it comes to trading. Pero try to simplify it. For me kasi, if you see that trading is a gamble, then you should see that your life choices are also a gamble.
Correct.
Ganun.
Agree.
Kasi everything is about probabilities. Trading is about probabilities. If it's highly probability that akit pa siya or babagsak, and it's gonna be depending on the information that you have or that what's available, right? So for us, for technicians, nakadepende tayo dun sa mga charts, sa mga candles. That's information already. For people who are into fundamentals, the information that they have is, company projections, politics, and kung ano pang ano dyan, ano? So, iba-iba, kanya-kanya tayo ng way of making sound decisions. And it's the same thing. Lagi kong ina-explain, for example, to my friends or to family na think of it as when you take a course in college. Does that course guarantee you that you're gonna get a good job? Kasi, di ba, usually that's the line that a lot of people would say. Go to a fancy school, or a high prestige school so that you can get a good job in the future. And that good job is gonna pay for the bills and gonna get you a good house, a good car, makakapagbuhay ka ng family, and you have retire happily in the future. And how many of you know that when you get a job or once you graduate, that's not necessarily true? So it's really about risk. Kasi what if, for example, you took a course na hot siya ngayon, but 4 years later, surprise, it's not that hot anymore. Diba? So, parang anong gagawin mo then? And you have to think about all these things. Na parang, it's really similar to trading. Yung mga life decisions natin, it's really, kumbaga para din siyang if-else statement and, probabilities. And if you think about life like that, then I don't think, trading should be something na sasabihin natin, uy, sugal yan. The only time na, we have to differentiate or we have to define properly kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng sugal. So, sugal, for me, is something na wala ka talagang control and you're just leaving it to chance. So, para siyang, parang either hindi mo alam kung ano ginagawa mo pero ginawa mo pa rin and then you're expecting a certain output. Yun ang sugal.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. Versus if you're taking risks or taking, ano ba yan? Parang hypothesis kasi nasa isip ko eh. But a calculated risk, that's different. So for me, the difference between sugal and, taking a calculated risk is totally different. So sige, sabihin mo, it's a gamble. But what kind of gamble are we talking about? Is it a calculated gamble or a, wala akong bahala na si Batman gamble? Those are two different things.
And yun din, parang tama yung sabi nyo ba sa una, parang everything in life is technically a gamble. Kasi you don't know for certain what's going to happen. What makes, siguro para sa akin, what makes it evil if you don't have a concrete plan or strategy paano mo siya gagawin. Kasi parang you're relying solely on luck. And yun yung parang pangit. Kasi pera yan eh. And you work for that money tapos parang itatapon mo lang siya for the sake of luck. So pag ganun yung approach mo, then that's evil. How about you, Ish? Ano yung take mo sa question?
Actually, medyo contrary ng konti. But for me kasi, double-edged sword siya, no? Is trading gambling ba? Tama ba? Is trading gambling only on the sense that you're betting on probabilities. But on the other hand, business siya kasi you're managing your risks. So, hindi ko ma-conclude fully na solely gambling lang siya. But nandun yung nature niya kasi it's a probabilities game, right? In a way. So, paano ko ba sasagutin eh? Ano ko ulit question sa
parang, kasi ang context nito is some people will criticize you for trading kasi they believe na evil siya. So, how do you parang address that?
No, kasi parang na lang yan eh. Parang bibili ka ng product sa palengke. Di ba sa palengke may mga products, may goods and anything. Kapag ba nang babalat ka, is that evil?
Okay.
If you're doon na lang eh. Doon ko na lang. I mean, I'm just going to the basics nung ginagawa natin stock market. In a way, trading din yan.
Correct. Tama. Gets ko yung thought process mo behind. Parang kung ano yung ginagawa mo sa palengke. Parang in the same way, that's also what you do in the markets.
Yeah.
Right? Parang ganun lang din siya. So, kung sakaling ganun, parang what's the best way to convince yung mga ganong tao in your circle na parang, no, what I'm doing is a legitimate skill or a legitimate career, ano yung dapat na ipakita mo sa kanila? Parang do you show your gains or ano ba, consistent ka? Ganun? How do
Ako,
you...
ano,
Sige.
showing the two sides of the coin. Mahalaga kasi na may informed consent sila in meaning, alam nila, aware sila sa nangyayari. Alam nila yung reality, alam nila yung maaring maging gains mo and maging losses mo. Para makapag-form sila ng personal judgment nila on how to take it. Mahalaga, basta for me, ma-educate ko muna yung mga wise ko on how to do it or how, tapos hindi ko naman sila makokontrol yung kung ano man yung sasabihin nila. Basta ang alam ko lang may educate sila. Yun lang po.
Kaya, boss?
It's the same thing. You have to really, well, first empathize to them na parang nagigets ko kung asan ka nagagaling kasi ganun din ako dati. Akala ko it was a scam. So, by then, mas maging open sila na makinig na parang, so what you're saying is hindi pala siya scam or what? Or hindi pala siya gambling. So that's, like you tell them na parang, okay, ganito yung trading. This is what people have been saying or ano ba yung notion of trading or ano ba yung naiintindihan nila about trading. Saan ba kasi nanggaling yung mga preconceived ideas natin about trading? Maybe it came from a person na hindi din trader. Diba? Yung nalugi lang sa market. Diba sinasabi na nga ng statistics that 90% or 80% of the people that go into trading lose money. So, kapag nakinig ka dun sa 80% na yun, ay talagang, ang laki ng chunk ng mga tao na nagsasabi, wala, sugal yan. Kasi bakit? Nakinig ka sa sugalero Di ba? In the first place, nagsugal siya sa market, tapos he treated that as sugal, nasunog siya, and parang sasabihin na lang niya sa mga tao na parang, nasunog ako sa market, and that's gonna spread dun sa community or yan yung nag-add sa mga preconceived ideas sa mga tao na okay, trading is gambling. So if ikaw na alam mo naman yung totoo, for example, kumikita ka sa market, like what you said, you have to address yung both sides of the coin. Na parang yes, nangyayari talaga siya yung nalulugi ka, but if you do it right, if you have a system that's in place that will help you not gamble away your money, then it might work for you. Or it might work. So this is trading. Sabihin mo, syempre hindi mo pwedeng i-dismiss yung mga, kumbaga yung mga haka-haka because totoo yun na a lot of people in the market. So kailangan mo lang talaga i-represent yung kumikita as well. Yung 10% or yung 5%, whatever the number is. But you have to responsibly tell kung ano ba yung reason kung bakit ganun yung mga numbers na yun.
Okay. Judging from your answers, guys, pati yun sa mga engagements in with the community sa comments, ang na-realize ko tonight is mahirap na nga yung trading, di ba? I mean, mahirap siya kasi you need to really spend time learning about it and understanding how the markets work. So, mahirap na nga siya, tapos and then you have this group of people na will really start na hindi na intindihan kung ano yung ginagawa mo. So it makes everything harder. Kaya, it's very important na pag pinasok mo yung craft na to, yung perseverance mo, yung relentlessness mo to finish what you started is really there. Kasi pag ikaw yung tipong tao na parang gusto mo lagi lahat kampi sa'yo, na parang gusto mo lahat suportado ka, kung ganun yung mindset na dala-dala mo, tapos magte-trade ka, expect na hindi ka talaga mag-survive. And, yun. Siguro parang word of caution sa lahat ng nakikinig sa atin tonight na if you really want this, like really want this badly, you want to be successful as a trader, be ready sa mga ganong scenarios. Kung hindi pa siya nangyayari sa inyo ngayon, expect at some point it will happen and at least alam nyo na kung paano yun siya i-handle. So, yun.
May magandang comment dito from Sarah.
Yeah.
So sinabi dito is some people don't understand and are just looking out for you. So be patient with them and with yourself. Kasi same in trading. Back in 2006 to 2007, fourth year high school, I had a long disagreement sa papa ko kasi ayaw niya ng computer science. Wala daw future sa degree na yan compared sa mechanical engineering. I relied on my instincts and push pa din. After a year of working as a programmer, finally, Na-appreciate na ng papa ko and he accepted na tama decision ko. So, thank you for sharing, Sarah, no? And I think na, like what we've discussed earlier, talagang important talaga na magiging patient tayo, especially if it's someone na, within our circle, and especially if it's family. Kasi, yun nga, na parang, one of the reasons why people fear these things, kasi siguro sila mismo na nasunog na in the past. Diba? It's like, people fear what they don't understand or what they don't know. And that's very much normal. So, kailangan talaga, especially if it's, halimbawa, sa family, wala pang ganong klaseng, nobody has ever delved into that profession before. Walang track record. Paano ba natin malalaman kung successful to? Hindi. Versus, kung meron ng track record yung, like, yung isa sa kapamilya, like, I remember, malakas yung sa family, sa mother side namin na mga, parang, kumbaga, lahat sila nurses. So, bakit ka magte-take ng ganyan? Halos lahat tayo nurse, di ba? So, parang magiging nurse ka na rin because of that. Kasi, mas secure yung position na yun. So, ayun, kind of like, maybe that's also a factor, like the people's natural fear of the unknown. So, yun yung isang kailangan natin i-consider whenever people we respect disagree with us. Baka hindi lang talaga, you're taking the risk. And it's just that they really care for you na kaya nila nasasabi yung mga bagay na yun.
Actually, yun din yung gusto ko sana i-highlight sa sabi ni Sarah. Parang, dun, especially sa family, no? Ako, I like to believe na kahit sabihin natin gaano pa ka maldita or masungit yung parents natin minsan or yung mga family members natin, at the core of it, lahat ng sinasabi nila sa'yo, more or less, pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay is out of concern or out of love or out of desire na gusto lang nilang makitang successful ka. And sa part mo na, let's say, yun na nga, ikaw yung first or pioneer trader sa family, it's, whether you like it or not, it's your responsibility, it's your burden to prove to them na it's worth the hassle. So, yun, same with sa story ni Sarah. I hope traders won't get easily discouraged pag ganun mga scenarios na parang nakikriticize kayo for what you do. Take it as motivation na, sige lang, pag nagawa ko to, pag naging successful ako dito, hindi naman yung parang in your face, hindi ganun but if I do this successfully, then they will see na worth it siya. And maybe from then on, magiging mas supportive sila sa ginagawa ko. So, yun. Thank you sa mga natin. Ganda ng comments. So, boss, siguro tayo, final words to the community. Parang ano yung magiging advice nyo to those people na talagang sabihin nating down or maybe even depressed because nasa loss na nga sila, tapos yung mga tao pa mismo na gusto sana nilang gawin to, parang sila pa yung nagdi-discourage sa kanila. What's your message to this, to them?
My message is look for an accountability group that would actually care and who understands what you're going through. So look for a trader na positive, yung may positive outlook in life kahit na negative yung part. It really helps if there are people who believe in what you're doing. It may not be your parents, it may not be your wives, but you need these people para mas mapadli yung kumbaga yung kalbaryo na pinapagdaanan nyo. I mean, I've gone through that experience. It's really depressing. Sometimes you feel like, may mga suicidal thoughts na nga in the extreme Pero just have hope that all of these things, they don't happen just so that you would, die from death or namatay ka dahil sa mga losses. All of this is a purpose. Kasi when the time comes that there's going to be a trader na nalugi and doesn't know what to do, doesn't know who to go and ask advice from, you're going to be there for that person and gonna tell them na, hey, you know what, it's okay. Nanggaling ako dyan. It's not that bad. Okay. So, there is a purpose for everything. And if you would ask me kung yung pinagdaanan ko, all the shit that I've gone through, ZFix, a lot of you know me because of my gains, but I think you should understand that it wasn't because of my gains, it was because of the kumbaga the struggle that I had to go through that made Z-Freaks. Hindi naman
Yun.
ako naging magaling bigla, you know. It was really the struggle, the process of going through that hellish experience, you know, discovering why I'm doing trading, discovering God, discovering how life is beautiful despite all the pain and all these bad experiences that happen and all the betrayals. Life is still beautiful.
Yun. Thank you, boss. Ganda nun Ish, how about you? Ano yung final message sa natin, listeners?
For traders who are down or still struggling. Dalawa lang kasi ang naging mantra ko eh. Until ngayon, ginagamit ko pa rin siya. First is the story of the bamboo, if you heard of it. Na it will take some time talaga to reach your potential and to break out. Well, during that process, may mga struggles talaga. And I recommend the blog of Boss Alpha. Kasi yun talaga yung battle cry ko hanggang ngayon. Which is keep pounding the rock. Never stop lang. And eventually, you will find your path. Ayun, pinost ko siya sa comment section. Sorry.
Para
yun yung
mga quotable quotes natin yan for tonight.
Yes. Yun yung yun yung battle cry ko ever since.
Okay. Yun. Thank you, Ish. Sa akin naman siguro yung at this point sa trading ko, if I try to like encapsulate all my thoughts and mindset in one line, siguro yung it boils down to this verse. Parang isa to sa mga favorite verses ko sa Bible. I think, wait, anong verse ba yun? Switch ko muna. Nakalimutan ko eh. Minsan memorize ko yung verse, di ko alam ano saan siya galing. So, it's John 16:33. Ito yung sabi dito, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world. So, share ko din sa comments para maganda. Tapos, explain ko bakit isa to sa mga pinakamagandang mindset that I have right now when it comes to trading. Parang yung na-realize ko kasi, no, the moment you enter trading, panalo ka na. I mean, panalo not in terms of financial gain, ha. Panalo ka na in the sense that you will earn a lot of skills, you will change a lot of negative mindsets through this craft. So parang yung ending mo dito is somewhat predetermined in a way na whether you become consistently profitable in 2 years or in 10 years, it doesn't really matter much as long as mahanapan mo ng paraan na it will work to your advantage. And gusto ko din yung parang naging promise dito promise ni God sa atin sa verse na to. Kasi sabi niya, common misconception kasi, no, parang sa trading lang din. Pag minamarket siya ng mga tao usually, especially ng mga con artists, parang sinasabi nila, uy, mag-trade ka because you can just eat, sleep, and trade. Kumaga parang you won't experience any difficulty by doing this. Very rare natin marinig in trading na parang, okay, mag-trade ka, pero before ka mag-trade,
Maghihirap ka?
Maghihirap ka. parang ano siya discouraging sa part ng trade. Kung ganun lang man din, hindi na lang ako mag-trade. Pero the reality is that that's trading. It's the same with life, no? Parang ang promise sa atin is hindi tayo binigyan ng promise na we won't experience trouble. In fact nga, ang sabi sa atin is, in this world, you will have trouble. But you can always take heart. Kasi at the end of the day, whatever you're going through, whether in trading or outside of trading, that has already been overcome. So, I think that's something na very powerful. Pag nadala mo siya sa trading na overcome na to lahat, all I need to do is survive this. All I need to do is to improve, to work hard every day. It makes everything less difficult. It makes everything more meaningful sa part mo. And that, I think that's what makes it parang worth doing for. Especially for the people around you, for the people you love. And that's it. That's my take on the yung final message ko to the community. Okay? So, thank you guys for joining us for tonight for our 1 hour weekly podcast. Thank you, boss, for your time and
Thank you
Ish.
sa inyo.
Thank you.
Thank you for all
sharing
our watchers.
Shoutout muna
For
tayo before
all...
tayo
Oo, ang dami mga magagandang comments dito actually, na parang like ito, kay Jake.
Saan ba yung kay Jake, wait?
Ito
Yung
na,
kay
don't
Yuri
wish
yung
it was
nababasa
easy.
ko eh.
Wish you had more strength. Yeah.
Yun. Correct. Ayan, Yuri, shout up. Shut up pala. Pa-shut up idol. Ayan. So, okay na ha.
Ako, dalawa lang.
Dalawa. Sige, go.
Team Taka, tapos Katrina and yung nanay ko.
Ayun.
Pa-wash out. Ayan. Ninja Kim, shout out. Honey Abapo, love the ZFT culture. Yun. Sali na kayo sa TR, ma'am, para ma-experience nyo fully yung ZFT culture and mindset. Okay?
Yeah.
Before we end, guys, gusto ko lang i-promote yung mga incoming events na we have in ZFT. So, one, we have TI. This coming November, boss, no? Tama ba? First week or
Yes.
second?
It's gotta be second week.
Yes, yun. So, malapit na maubos yung slots if I'm not mistaken. So, sa mga hindi pa nakapag-inquire dyan, visit the ZFT page and ask through message. Siguro kahit i-message nyo lang na inquire about TI para malaman mo yung details ng program. And also TIP, immersion program is also open, although hindi pa siya napapublicize sa ZFT page kasi nga ongoing pa yung TI. But the applications are already open. So just visit yung account ko. Makita nyo doon yung mga details din. Kayo, boss, baka may mga kayo gustong din.
For those of you who are just tuning in, and if you want to learn the basics of trading, go for our free group, which is Trading for Rookies. You can just find it in Facebook. And my number one advice that you would do, find the right people. As in, hanapin nyo yung accountability group ninyo. Look for people who would do this journey with you because you're gonna need those people, especially on the hard times.
Yun.
So that's it.
Ako, boss, meron isa.
Sige, go. Ish. Promote.
For Trading Republic, see you on the 21st at 12 noon.
Yun.
Voting
Meron?
for top 3 contributors.
Alright.
Akala ko
vote natin yung mga mayor natin.
Sige.
Good luck.
Saya ngayon sa TR, ang dami ng prizes, di ba? Parang every month nadadagdagan yung mga price natin.
Nadadagdagan natin pala matibag na eh. Meron na mga nagre-request.
Kaya nga eh.
Sige
anyway,
lang, meron silang cake.
Cake na rin. Yun. Yan si Yuri, top, pang ilang ilang streak na to sa number 1.
Okay, parang niririg yata yung polls natin eh.
Namimigay ng 500 peso.
Nakakaamoy ako ng corruption.
Anyway, yun guys. Thank you for listening tonight. And join us in the Republic for more podcasts na ganito. And mga ganitong sessions. Thank you.
Alright, bye-bye. Good night sa inyo lahat.